right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 8744, and today, guys, I'm gonna be partying so hard tonight. I'm gonna be partying so hard tonight. So we're just gonna go with that. We're gonna actually because normally I would do the Tuesday games and then do the Wednesday games, but we're gonna do a different pace for today because today is a special day. Today is the day that Barca finally beats Bayern Munich and the Champions League, guys. Finally beats them. You know, the last time we actually defeated Bayern was in 2015. Was the last time we did it, and I'm so happy with the fact not only did we just win this game, we got revenge. We destroyed Bayern. We made up for A2, guys. We made up for A2 4 years later, and I'm so happy. Now, I know some people are going to go in the live chat and say, Arpon, why are you celebrating so much? It's just a league-based game. I don't give a crap. I've been wanting to beat Bayern for a long time now, and we finally did it. It took us this long. And it's just one of those things where when you lose to a certain team again and again, it just gets annoying. You always want to get that win, right? And sure, yeah, I know it's a league-based game, and I know obviously knockout stage may mean more. And dude, I'll see you in the back. I'll bring you in after I finish this um tangent I'm on. But yeah, for Barca, as I said, man, it's so amazing. It's so amazing. I'm so pumped, and I want to give a shout out to Raphinha. Raphinha was amazing on the day. So shout out to Raphinha scoring a hat trick for scoring that three-piece, silencing those haters. And he was just amazing on the day, man. Amazing on the day. Raphinha scoring the hat trick. He silenced the critics, and he showed up, man. There was a lot of criticism for Raphinha this season, and I feel like he's now delivered, man. So shout out to Raphinha. I thought Pedri was amazing. Casado was great as well for me. Lopez, Lewandowski, Yamal, Koundé, Kubarsi, Iago Martinez, Balde, Pena was amazing, and for Bayern, as I said, man, they were just atrocious. Defensively, they were amazing. Abysmal, not amazing. And I'm sorry, I'm going to say this right now. I think Neuer has to retire. I think this has to be Neuer's last season at Bayern Munich, guys, because I'm sorry. The performance he had today was quite shambles. And it's not the first time he's had this. He had a stinker against Villa. He had a stinker against Real Madrid. Obviously, he's still an all-time legend. He's obviously a goalkeeper. He's one of the best goalkeepers of all time. There's no denying that. But I think his time is coming to an end. And I thought Kim and Upamecano were poor. Obviously, Kimmich was culpable for the first goal. And Bayern, as I said, man, they were really bad defensively. They weren't that bad attacking-wise, but defensively, they were really, really bad. Defensively, they were tragic. And Vincent Company, man, you have a lot to fix upon. But yeah, shout out to Flick, man. We finally get revenge. It feels so good to beat Bayern Munich. And yeah, like I said, man, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Barca, man. And I'm very much excited. I'm very much looking forward to El Clasico. El Clasico this weekend is going to be on fire. So I'm going to bring you guys in, man. I just wanted to do a solo tangent. I just wanted to, or just ramble on, before I get you guys on. But I'll bring you guys on now. Bring you guys on.
Aha. Aha. Wow. Wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's a big win, man. Huge win.
So, wow. I'm assuming are you just gonna let me give my thoughts also, or are we just gonna go in order, or should I may as well just say my thoughts on this game and overall, because I always
let's just start with this game. Yeah, let's just start with this game because I'm so pumped.
Right.
So let me wait before you speak though. Let me give you guys the agenda for today. So we're gonna start with this game. We'll go to the Real Madrid game, and then we'll touch upon the other Champions League games. So this game and the Real Madrid game will kind of be the main games we're gonna talk about today's stream, and then we'll touch upon the other games and give our brief thoughts. But this game and Real Madrid game will be the two significant games we'll discuss most on the stream. So I just wanted to let you guys know. So we're now gonna go ahead and officially start. So I'm gonna put the times in. So, actually, before I get you on, let me get Vic. Because he wants to come on. So
yeah, of course. I'll let Vic talk first, and I'm going to talk last as like a neutral.
Yeah.
I got a lot of things. I actually had this game on also, along with the Inter game. I was also watching this game. And so I have a lot of things to say about this game as well.
Yeah, so then after this we'll talk about the Real Madrid game, and then we'll
we'll talk in order, yeah. Actually, there has been some, obviously this game is a highlight of the whole match day today, but there has actually been some surprises this match day and today as well. So this match day has been very, very interesting, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure. All right, so Vic, man.
Hello. What did I miss? If you were only in VC last night, 80, you would have heard my massive prediction, bro. You would have heard it. But good thing I have eyewitness testimonies from Jailing and Tao. I told these man that today we were coming for blood. I went in ESH stream and you guys can go see it. I said, lady, you were there too. I said we were coming for blood. We're going to make a statement that Bayern Munich was gonna submit to us today, and that's what happened. And it took seconds for Raphinha to mark his game. This brother did a press conference calling out everyone, letting everyone know that the 11 shirt belongs to him and he deserves to
Oh yeah,
wear it,
that's
and
true.
he showed it.
Yeah, yeah.
KC, my Barca fan, I'm gonna call you out. You were criticizing Raphinha. You were hyping up Yamal like if Yamal was carrying, and I told you that the team as a collective was doing well. Hold that, Raphinha shut you up, and I don't want to hear a thing from you. Um, Today, boys, I hope you guys, any non-Barca fan, anyone that tuned into this game, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed this performance. I hope you enjoyed this festival of football that my club is capable of offering. Because the reason I became a Barca fan was because of this. Because I don't give a crap about how many trophies you accumulate, because that offers me nothing in life. 2 hours is a lot to give. 2 hours for a football match is a lot to give. So it's what happens on that pitch. Seeing the talent, seeing the teamwork, seeing the ball movement, the skill moves. That's what I want. That's what I live for when it comes to the sport. And if I don't see that, I'm not gonna be there.
I
And
agree. I agree.
Barca absolutely cooked. And Muller, old man Muller, thank you for playing today, bro, because I wanted to send you off with retirement like this, bro. You came at us. You came at my pathetic Barca team when it was at its financial weakest, where we were absolutely garbage. You 8-2 us. You 4-0 us. 3-1. You did all kind of thing to us when we were in our absolute mud. I know that you're not. I wouldn't even say they're in the mud right now. They're in a pretty good condition. They're in a pretty good condition. Now you have to face a semi decent squad from my team. Semi decent, and we absolutely rocked them at home, bro. But again, love the performance. Love the performance of the boys. Um, exact thing that I saw this result coming, bro. Lewa got a G. Raphinha hat trick. What more can we ask, bro? Yamal, I know Yamal didn't got an assist, but he absolutely destroyed certain players tonight. Pedri, best game for a Barca shirt ever today. Casado, absolute star boy from our academy. Saw that pass from Raphinha, AD. That pass is what you call talent. You breed that. That's what La Masia breeds. You bring in that talent like that. Balde, a lot of people criticizing Balde. Oh, he can't cross. Oh, his productivity. Today, Balde was the Balde I freaking like. The guy that destroys defenders, that runs through defense, that can be solid defensively. Absolutely shutting down Olise. Again, only guy that was worried was Iñaki Peña. But, the team played so well in every aspect that Bayern couldn't find ways to generate chances. They got their goal. The commentary was disgusting. I hate commentary. I hate the fact that all of them are riding Madrid the way they do week in, week out. And they can't even be professionals when they're doing a random match. They're out here literally every little negative thing about my club that they can talk about, they were talking about today in the commentary. I was like, what is this garbage? Absolute disgrace. Um, but overall, they can keep talking. They can keep talking about whether or not we're taking it too far with youngsters. None of you guys, none of your clubs have the capability of doing what Barca does. We can be financially screwed and we can produce talent like this. So, it is what it is. It's a good game. It only took time, it took patience, and it took a good manager, a world-class manager, to put the players in the right position to perform. It's all about man managing. This guy, Hansi Flick, all credit goes to him. Every single Laporta, you get zero credit because you didn't plan this. You just got Hansi Flick on a whim. Hansi Flick had the cojones to bring in these kids into the team and let them represent the badge. And for me, these Amasia kids will die on the pitch, all of them. Because that club is what sustains them, is what feeds them. So trust in La Masia always. And viva Raphinha, bro. Because Raphinha, bro, you are in my eyes the best Brazilian right now, bro. I don't want to hear anything from Vinicius Junior, because one thing is scoring a hat trick against Dortmund, another is scoring a hattie on freaking Bayern Munich's head top. The
Okay,
way
let's see on
boy
Sunday.
Raphinha
on
got.
Saturday.
No, what you mean? What you mean? I don't care, bro. Raphinha just scored 80. Put that in your brain. For Barca, he just scored a hat trick on Bayern Munich, bro. And just forget, this isn't any regular group stage like the past, but this is a new format. So either Barca or Bayern Munich were obligated to win today. So I don't know why people are acting like this game was just some random group stage, when you well know, if you check the freaking results, either Barca or Real Madrid had to win today. They were obligated to win. And today, we didn't only win, we destroyed them. And you know what? They deserve it, bro. They freaking deserve it. I hope they hold that, because they were chatting so much nonsense this entire few days. So much nonsense they were chatting, bro. We were just biding our time. But anyways, Muller, hold that, bro. I need a picture of him, his reaction, bro, after he got benched, after getting cooked by a bunch of kids. How many 17-year-olds was on the pitch, AD? How many?
Casado, and then go Komarsi.
One more.
Yamal.
Yamal. 3 17-year-olds.
Oh yeah, Fermin Lopez too, right?
No, Fermin is
older.
He's older. But
okay.
3 17-year-olds were the best player on the pitch, bro. Hold that, Muller. You got cooked by a bunch of toddlers. Zero experience in this competition. Anyways, sorry for taking your time, AD. I gotta head out.
Thanks for coming on, Meg. It's been good to have you on for a bit. So, dude, we can finally speak now.
Okay, I mean, he pretty much said everything that really needs to be said. First of all, I'm gonna say this right now. I feel like Manuel Neuer, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but I think he's finished. And I know people might cook me for this, but I don't care. I think Neuer's finished. I think it's he's finished.
It has to be his last season.
And by the way, I'm not trying to disrespect him. He's one of the, if not the best. Like, he's a legendary goalkeeper. He's always gonna be. Even like he can concede this many goals every single game of this season, rest of the season he wants, and he will still be one of the greatest goalkeepers of all time. But he's finished now. He's finished. Now let me talk about Barcelona. I think, first of all, I want to say this. I feel like that eventually it had to happen, right? Eventually Barca had to
it's gonna happen.
Like, it's kind of similar to how eventually Milan beat us in the derby after like we beat them 6 times in a row. Like, it eventually had to happen. The fact that it's Hansi Flick doing this, after that famous 8-2, that's kind of, the way. So you know what they say, what comes around goes around. What goes around comes around. That's basically what happened. Well, I guess it was not 8-2, but still regardless. Raphinha this season is having a very, very good season. A very, very good season. I think a lot of people are actually talking about that. Lewandowski has been, I actually made a start bench sell question in my server, and it was basically like Holland, Lewandowski, and Kane. Thing is, for all time, I took Lewandowski first and then Kane second. But for currently, I took Kane over Lewandowski. I don't know if I screwed that up. Well, to be fair, Kane scored this game, so I don't think that's really a bad call or anything. But like, it's kind of weird about the timing. But I'll say though is that I feel like, look, I want to say first of all, we're talking about Neuer. I think Kimmich was pretty bad as well. I think Kimmich was awful. Made the mistake for one of those, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the first goal.
Yeah, first goal. Yeah. Awful giveaway like that, especially from an experienced player like Kimmich. You expect way better from that. Like, it was really, really bad. Fermin Lopez. We're talking about Pedri. I think Fermin Lopez was, Raphinha was the man of the match for me, but I think Fermin Lopez was the second best player. I know a lot of people are saying Pedri, and Pedri was very good, but actually was Fermin was very, very good this game, I think. Fermin.
You know what the interesting thing is? He wasn't even expected to start. We were talking about maybe Dani almost starting.
Yeah. I actually thought Dani was going to start. I didn't tell Fermin Lopez. Like, look, Lamine Yamal. Honestly, I'll say I feel like this was not and this is kind of crazy to say, I think this was not one of Yamal's better games. Like, I think it was good, but this was not like, the Yamal. But the thing is, at the same time, he's a 17-year-old. So the fact we're even saying it's about a 17-year-old, that already tells you enough. Lewandowski took his chance this time, scored against his old club. And yeah, I mean, Pedri, Kubarsi, everyone, like Barcelona, I think overall just, they were the better team. But the thing is, I feel like Bayern had some opportunities. But here's the thing, a lot of people are blaming Neuer right now. Don't get me wrong, Neuer was really, really poor. But I feel like defensively also, like Alphonso Davies, I mean, we need to have a conversation about this guy. Is he actually that good? Is he actually that good? I don't think he is.
He's not. I think he's a good offense.
But defensively,
and defensively was awful.
Yeah, but I mean but I also don't think he's like. I feel like he hasn't taken that big progression since 2020. I feel like you see someone like DiMarco, for example, like a Theo Hernandez, and like those kind of left backs. They always improve year in year on. I feel like Davis hasn't been able to do that, in my opinion. I feel like, and I don't think his head is fully in Bayern. I feel like all those Madrid rumors definitely probably affected him. Upamecano, Kim Min-jae, honestly, I don't think they were the worst players today, personally. Not the best, but I don't think they were. Like Guerrero, for example, for me, was not great. But at the same time, Guerrero's awful. But at the same time, he's not a right back. He's a left back playing on the right side. So, yeah, I mean, and it just felt like overall. But Muller also, look, everyone's talking about how, Muller has a great record against Barcelona. I get that he has a great record against Barcelona, but Muller is now, he's like, how old is he? Well, how old is he? Let me see this. Thomas Muller, age. Let me go check right now. He's 35. Like, guys, He's 35 now. It's just not like prime Muller. This is not prime Muller. Like, he's 35. Gnabry, I think, besides the assist, I don't think he was that good, actually. I don't think Gnabry was that good, honestly. Besides the assist, he was very, very wasteful. Olise, you could see, just not really into the game. Paulinho, not really into the game. And yeah, I think overall, Barcelona just outplayed Bayern Munich today. And I felt like Barcelona also, I feel like today they felt like, I feel like scoring that early goal kind of set the whole tempo and hold the match.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if Bayern scored first, I feel like all of those, oh God, here we go again. And every time Bayern took the lead in the pass against Barcelona, it felt like Barcelona just crumbled under the pressure, just could not get back into it. I feel like taking that lead for once, that early on, it kind of gave Barcelona players a hope, okay, you know what, we can actually do this. And I feel like from that on, and I get that Kane equalized, but I feel like despite that equalizer, it was more like Barcelona were way more focused this time and wanted, and they wanted the revenge and they were more motivated and they stayed focused. And once that second goal went in and then suddenly the third goal went in, it's like, okay, we can now, they probably felt like, okay, we can actually go win this game. We can see this through. And I feel like scoring that early goal, it definitely boosted the confidence of the Barcelona players and Raphinha as well, especially. Raphinha is the one who scored. Like, it felt like the whole Barcelona team at that point just got that energy because of scoring that very, very early goal. They were able to start the momentum and they just were able to see the game through from then on. And I think, and I know yesterday we spoke about, actually, I'm probably going to save this, for the Madrid game, but I think, I'm very, very impressed by Barcelona. Do you think, so my question now is to anyone in the chat, and also to you, does this win make Barcelona one of the contenders for the Champions League this year? I know it's a bit early to say, but
it's a bit too early. I can't.
Yeah, I think it's a bit too early. I feel like so.
I can't give you a definitive answer because I'm sorry, man.
But this is definitely. I feel like this could. To be fair, I don't want to talk about momentum because there's a Clasico going on this weekend, so we gotta see. Yeah, maybe it's a bit too early, but it's a statement win. I feel like it's a statement win, right?
Because I mean, it is a statement win. It is a statement win.
But I do think maybe it's a bit too early. There's still 5 games to go.
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, this might be one of the worst Bayern teams I've seen in a long time.
That's true. But honestly, if you look at this Bayern, obviously, again, I'm not taking any credit away from Barcelona, but look at that Bayern team, right? I think it's the weakest Bayern side I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is a very, very weak Bayern team, Bayern Munich team. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy just how much. But I feel like their players. I feel like some of their players just need to be like kind of faced. I feel like Neuer, for example, Muller. I feel like this should be their final seasons. Kimmich. I mean, after this kind of a performance, I don't even know what to say. Really, like I get he's a good player, but this, like, from an experienced player like him, no. I mean, what is that like?
Really bad.
And their bench, like, it's not a. I don't know. It's not a good team. It's not the old Bayern Munich of old. Like, even last season, the thing is, last season they were bad in the Bundesliga, but they nearly knocked Real Madrid out. And that's the thing. I want to get onto that. Is Kompany actually a good hire for Bayern Munich? Because this, for me, even if he wins Bundesliga, for me, you got to judge it by, like, I feel like these are kind of the games where it actually, like, where these actual tests, where you're actually tested to see how your team actually plays, how you're set up. Does it work or not? In a game like this, and I don't think today, again, I get that Neuer was pretty poor today, but I feel like overall Bayern Munich just never got it going in the game, and Barcelona just dominated. And I'm not really that impressed by Kompany. I'm going to be honest. Ever since he got relegated to Burnley, this job, I feel like I don't know how to feel about that. Yeah, it's still early days, to be fair, but I feel like this first test that he had a big test. Well, they played against Leverkusen, but this, like, I'm talking about Champions League. Although maybe Aston Villa,
and like,
but
and the thing is, like, Leverkusen and Villa, they were very defensive. Like, we didn't see, like, Bayern really truly challenged. I mean, they were challenged, but like
yeah, but they were like a bit more, yes. This though, but this, I mean,
yeah, this is bad. This is really bad. And yeah, let's talk about the goals real quick. I'll go to your guys' comments. Obviously the first goal was a great goal there from Raphinha. Great pass there from I think it was Caicedo. I think that made the pass. Or was it from?
I think so.
Yeah, it was Caicedo. I think it was Caicedo. Yeah, Caicedo made the.
Yeah, it was Casado. Yeah, Casado. Yeah.
No, sorry.
No, it was Fermin Lopez. It was Fermin Lopez.
Fermin Lopez. Yeah, Fermin Lopez made a beautiful pass. Kimmich, man, with an awful clearance, awful pass in behind for Raphinha.
Yeah, awful awareness. Like, again, it's from Joshua Kimmich. Someone who has played many games for Bayern Munich in Champions League.
He's very
experienced. Has won a Champions League. That kind of awareness, really weird to see.
Yeah, and then obviously the second goal was scored. The second goal was scored by Kane. He had actually a disallowed goal earlier. He made up for it with a great goal.
Yeah, Kane, I think, was actually good. I did say in the voice chat that I think Kane was going to have a good game. I think he did. I think Kane was actually one Bayern player that probably. Yeah.
And what was interesting? Right after we scored the goal, Bayern actually started brewing into the game. They started creating. Sitting back. And what was interesting? That second goal was key. When Lewandowski scored, then I think that's when momentum shifted.
Yeah.
And we were able to score the second goal, and I thought that was massive. And then obviously, Lewandowski scored a bad mistake there. By the way, I want to ask you guys this question: do you guys think that was a foul on Kimmich, or you think that goal is fair to stand? Because I heard some controversy about that goal.
Yeah, it's a foul in my opinion.
Yeah, I can understand why the goal wouldn't be given. I can understand, but
it's tight. The thing is, here's the thing: if that goal counted, I think this would have been a different game. Though I'll say this: if that goal counted, because then if Kane scored another in the middle, like. But obviously, it happens. I think it's offside in the end, but it's very, very tight.
Yeah, then the Barca scored a third. Great goal there from Raphinha, destroying Upamecano there. And then the fourth goal was scored by Raphinha again, and it was a great pass from Yamal. And then that game kind of died off after the fourth goal, kind of like...
Yeah, but at that point, the thing is, at 4-1, I think Barcelona realized, okay, you know what? Game is probably won. Let's just, hold the ball now. Not hold the ball. To be fair, Bayern had way more possession, but... It was like, let's just see the game through, right? It was just, let's just see the game through. Yeah, Bayern had way more possession, but didn't really. But Bayern had 0 shots on target in the second half, so that kind of sums it up. Really. Yeah,
that's crazy. I think Kompany was just waited too long to make any type of subs. Like, I don't know why he didn't bring on another winger at halftime.
Yeah, that was.
If I was Kompany, I think I would have probably done the subs at halftime. I would have took Kimmich off. Honestly, I would have took Kimmich off because.
Yeah, after the first half,
he was having it was a horrible. You can't really take Neuer off because he's a keeper, but I would have took Kimmich off. I would have probably taken. I feel like Guerrero should have gone off. I feel like he was getting way too spun by Raphinha. Maybe might have took Olise off. I would have just honestly at that point, if it's like it was 3-1 by halftime, right? 3-1. I feel like if it's 3-1 at halftime, at that point you should just go attacking and just because at that point, right? If you concede or anything like you're losing 3-1, to be fair, maybe this applies more for knockout stage games, but I always feel like if you're losing 3-1, I always feel like you should, unless the game is in a way where you're just getting completely outplayed, and I get kind of it happened today, but I feel like Bayern Munich they had maybe some ideas, but the execution was really bad on their part. I feel like I would have brought on some
Well, I
attacks.
mean, I would say that up until Barca scored the second goal. Like,
yeah, I would say until then, I actually think at that point, I would argue maybe Bayern was actually looking a bit of a better team, but then Barca scored, and then the momentum completely died because then.
Yeah, I think you guys are right. I think the second goal kind of completely changed the outlook of this game.
Yeah,
because that was key for Barca to respond, especially after being dominated after the first, after we got the goal.
After goal to Salah, but then Kane scored again. Especially I think
that was actually very key. That was very key.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because I think at that point Bayern were building a momentum, so that goal had to happen, or else it could have been tough.
Yeah. And so I mean, sorry.
Oh no, what I was gonna say was because even if when you look at that 20-minute spell when Bayern were playing better, Bayern had to be a lot more what's the word I'm looking for here? It took a lot more effort for them to get through Barca's defense than Barcelona, where they could just go route one.
Yeah,
and that's obviously a lot easier to do consistently than to try to pass it to your winger, who then has to wait for your fullbacks to overlap, and then hope that someone's actually in the middle for the cross. It's way more actions that you have to hope you do well and execute.
I also think that Olise not having a great game also affected Bayern negatively, because I feel like because Inigo Martinez, and the thing is, and this is where I want to highlight Casado, because if you actually saw many times in that first half, and when Olise was on pitch, you saw Balde and Inigo Martinez obviously were in the positions, but Casado kept running back a lot, just to cover some of those half spaces that Bayern could not really exploit. And Muller obviously was not really able to connect the plays with Olise, and because of that, Olise was kind of taken out of the game, and it kind of forced Bayern then to focus on the left side. The problem with that was Koundé is a very, very good fullback, especially in
then the other issue too was that most of Bayern's progression on the left was coming through Davies and not Gnabry. And then because the thing with Olise is, as good as he is, he's good in against teams that are settled in possession, because he has good tech to sift through tight spaces. But in a game like this, where you essentially just need to kick the ball and run, shout out to a certain turtle. If you don't have the athleticism to do that, you're always just going to look out of place, especially if you don't have anyone that you can play a pass.
Balda's a very, very athletic fullback.
Exactly. And Guerrero is not athletic enough to offer the kind of overlap that you would need to.
Exactly. Especially Guerrero playing on the right side, as he's a left footed. He's not really going to offer as much width. That also worked against Bayern.
Yeah, I want to give credit to Kubarsi. I thought Kubarsi was amazing. I was kind of a little worried for Kubarsi heading into this game, but man, the guy was great defensively. You guys remember, I think there was a chance that Bayern could have scored there. They put a cross in, and Kubarsi, I think, made that block. Block, so that could have been a huge. And
the thing with Martinez is, I think Inigo Martinez as a whole, he's not the flashiest center back. He brings that experience, and especially in the games like this, you need experience to get.
Yeah, he's like a Cherby.
He's like a Cherby. Yeah, exactly. Like we spoke about, he's literally like a Cherby in that case. Yeah. He's able to, he's not the best center back, but he brings that experience, he brings that character, he brings that leadership that is needed for games especially games like this. You need that leadership and that experience to get through, because there are some times and moments where it can get tough, but you need those kind of players. Because Kubarsi is talented, but he's 17. He's not very experienced, 17 or 18.
Yeah,
he needs that kind of a player next to him that can, help him in these kind of situations.
Yeah, for Bayern,
also one thing that. No, go, Edison.
Yeah, for Bayern, as I said, man, I feel like this loss, it's a big loss, obviously, but I think in the long term, Bayern will probably still get top 8. I think Bayern still will be fine. And I don't think this will affect them in the Bundesliga. I think Bundesliga will be fine. But I'm kind of a little concerned for Bayern heading into the knockout stage of this competition, because remember, guys, the final is at their crib. So if they don't get the final,
thing is also the waveform. They lost to Aston Villa and they lost again today. Yeah. If they're not playing well, just playing well at home is not gonna get you far in Champions League. It never will. Even if you lose an away game, you gotta at least compete. You gotta at least show some kind of compete, and then you can maybe take it home and okay, you know what, we may have lost in the away game, but we played decently enough. Let's go home and let's rectify those mistakes. If you play like this and letting you don't even score the goal against Aston Villa, and then you concede 4 against Barcelona away, back to back. I mean, that's a worry. That's really that's a big worrying sign for Bayern Munich, because I do think they're gonna make knockout stages. Obviously, they might even go far, but like because it's Bayern Munich. But there's a lot of, I feel like this game is definitely a game which, as an eye opener, it's like, okay, so we need to like be more prepared for these big European games, especially these away games. I think that's the big lesson for them.
Well, because I definitely think they were also missing. What's the name of their fullback? Bowie. Is that his name?
Yeah. They had. Like, I feel like a better right back. Maybe I'm not trying to like make excuses or anything. I feel like maybe with a better right back, they would have probably done maybe a bit better. But Guerrero, I mean, I still feel like Kimmich as a whole, I just feel like was having a very, very horrible game, really. And it just did not, their midfield was just, both Palhinha and Kimmich were just not really able to understand who was supposed to mark who and who was supposed to cover what spaces. That really like hindered them a lot.
Because the good thing that Barca started doing is that they started, what they would do is they would start overloading on one of the sides, right? Because usually the wingers for Bayern aren't gonna come back defensively enough to offer enough cover. So like, because there'd be times where I would see like triangles of like Yamal, Pedri, and Koundé, and essentially they would get Gnabry out of the game, and then it would be kind of up to Palhinha and Davies to figure out who they're gonna mark. Because especially because since Bayern plays such a high line, and I think even worse than that, they're so spread out. So even because the good thing about Barca is even when they play a high line, they're really compact, right? Like they're like close together. So the issue Bayern was having was that they could not do any through balls through the middle. I don't know if you guys noticed that they always had to go through the wings if they were going to get through.
And what's interesting is Barcelona today, they actually show that they can play without the ball, which is very un-Barcelona-like. But
it makes sense though, because Bayern's going to be the first team that they've played this season that's going to try to.
But it definitely shows that Barcelona now, because many times Barcelona in the past, maybe not as much under Xavi, but any times in the past, they were always like supposed to be a very ball dominant team, especially at their best. That's how they were. But this game, they show that, you know what, we don't really need that ball that much. All we just need is to make sure we press Bayern well, win the ball back in dangerous areas, and then try to attack them from that way. And I think that obviously worked very well, because Bayern were just not really able to keep the ball well at all in this game. Despite them having more possession, they had many sloppy moments.
Yeah, this is actually kind of uncharacteristic for Barca, because usually when we win, it's usually we have more possession. But this was probably one of the rare times where we actually had less possession and we won. So, But, if you think about it, it's kind of similar to what happened in 2015. Hold on. I'm going to check something in 2015. Because that was the last time we won.
Guardiola was coaching Bayern, right?
Yeah, we actually had less possession that game.
Yeah.
But it was a lot more even, to be fair. It was like 48-52, but still.
Like 87. If a good website, do you ever use a SofaScore?
Yeah, I know the SofaScore.
Because if you look at the reason I brought up, because if you look at the average positions for both teams, it really highlights like what I was saying about Bayern's defense being like way too individualistic.
Yeah, let's pull up here the lineups. Yeah.
Go to show, like press show more.
All right, let me close this ad. Show more. Okay.
And then click the average positions for over here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at Bayern. Look like so like if you see like those like if you look past like the spaces that the fullbacks are giving up, like that's basically where Barca got their bread and butter today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at that middle, especially. Like, you see how Kane is dropping a lot. That's another thing. Kane is dropping a lot. You have Kimmich, I believe. Yeah, I think that's Kimmich. That's Palhinha right there. Then Davies is next to him. Like, it's way too crowded. And then you see the right side, which with the right side, the problem with that was that's what really allowed Raphinha to thrive so much, because the Bayern's right side is Barca's left side. Look at how much space there is. It's just Guerrero, and I felt Guerrero and Olise were just not really able to like figure out how to cover that right side well. And then you kind of have Upamecano. I mean, Upamecano left all alone right here, and Muller is kind of just in this weird area where he's not really able to like. I don't know. I feel like if you look at the left side is way too overcrowded. That just really let Raphinha. They let him loose, I think, because Upamecano was just feels isolated in there. If you see, he's isolated.
Yeah, let's go through some comments and then we're gonna move on to the Real Madrid game.
Yeah.
So let's look at some comments. We're gonna be congratulations, Bayern. This is a good for a player psychologically heading into El Clasico. Yes, I'll be dropping my El Clasico preview tomorrow, by the way, probably in the morning for you guys. So yeah, I owe Raphinha an apology. I wasn't familiar with this game. Good creative. I said Raphinha hat trick. Wow, shout out to you, Kool-Aid, for calling that. I did not predict that. Neuer's awful. Yeah, Neuer was terrible. Well, what a win and performance by Barca. Flick is huge. He resurrected Raphinha. Company out. 20-minute section on this is deserved. Yeah, it's deserved. It's deserved. I love to hear Kool-Aid. Look at level switch sides and still on one side. Nick Madley says that's actually true. That's actually true. Bayern is bad. How did company get this job?
I think that's unfair to say. I think that's an unfair thing to say.
I think it's a bit real. Asking how company got this job, that's maybe a valid question. But I feel like I don't think they're bad. I think they're just not how they used to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just growing pains, right? Like because your company wants to play this high octane football, right? But you also have to.
I don't think he has the players for it. I don't think all the players are like. I feel like with Manuel Neuer, he's a sweeper keeper. Yeah, but he's pushing 40 now. I don't know if it's gonna work with him.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I know you were trying to give Neuer some what's it called, benefit that early in the stream. Those 2 goals he should be saving those 2. Like he should be saving. He should
Prime
be saving.
Neuer saves those. Prime Neuer probably saves those. But this
he didn't make any saves. He didn't make any saves.
That's actually is this the worst Neuer performance of all time? I think it might be. I don't remember a single bad performance from Neuer like this. I cannot recall any.
Well, remember, the last Aston Villa game, he was caught out when.
But I'm talking but I feel like when you can see like 4 shots on target, you're not saving a single one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No, I definitely agree. Like this,
I know people might say Madrid last season, but if people forget, before that mistake against Real Madrid, he was actually saving a lot of shots. So
it was amazing.
So I think this might be his worst ever game in his career, arguably.
Yeah. All right, Muller's retired then this season, but yeah, Muller probably needs to retire too. He's probably
he also looked out of it in terms of he didn't look on the level. The game, I think the game was just too intense for him because you could tell like there was a lot of sequences where he wasn't where the other players wanted him to be. Yeah. And some of that could just be that he just doesn't have the legs to get to those spots.
Especially Thomas Muller, who's known for being able to find space and being able to be a threat in those kind of spaces. At least in his prime, he doesn't have the legs for it anymore. He doesn't have the stamina for it anymore, and the physicality.
Yeah. All right. So I think we're gonna move to the Real Madrid game. Sorry I wasn't able to go through all your guys' comments. There's just a lot of comments to go through. I read a few of those. And maybe we'll look at as later on the stream. There's lots of people, but yeah, we're gonna talk about Real Madrid. This game, man. We'll touch upon the other games briefly, but not go too much into depth of those games. It's just these 2 games are like the main games for this week,
Yeah.
So let me see if I can find. I'm actually using usually I use the football, but maybe we'll use the what's it called? This website, SofaScore.
SofaScore.
Yeah. All right, Real Madrid 5, Borussia Dortmund 2. Let me just say this right now. This was like a Real Madrid performance. Like, I don't know what's up with Real Madrid. First halves, Real Madrid looked so shaky, but the second half, man, Real Madrid just pulled it off. And it was a really good first half from Dortmund. Dortmund looked really amazing that first half. Great goal there from Gittins. Terrible mistake there from Vasquez. Then Malin is the one that scored the first goal, and then Gittins. But after Real Madrid, I think the thing is, Real Madrid were kind of quiet. But after the second goal went in for Borussia Dortmund, that's when Real Madrid started pampering on the door. And Dortmund conceded a lot of chances. You guys remember, I think, what was it? Jude Bellingham had a free header. He almost scored there. And then the first half, and then second half, man, Dortmund. I don't know what happened to them, but it just felt like they went.
Here's I'm going to tell you what happened to them. They decided to sub off an attacker for a defender. And if you do that against Real Madrid, you're basically asking to get smacked, because that basically, and the thing is, that basically brought Real Madrid into the game, because now you're taking threat away. And when Real Madrid scored, let's be absolutely honest. When Real Madrid scored when Rudiger scored, you knew how this was going to end, right? I think everyone knew how this was going to end. Let's be absolutely honest. Although the way it ended is still crazy, though. It's just because after that, I didn't even I was watching the game. We already discussed this game yesterday in our own, but I was talking about it. I was watching the game. I was like, Rudiger scores, and I'm still rewatching the replay, and then apparently Vinicius scores immediately, and it's 2-2.
Then there was
just like that. And I think at that point, we all knew who was going to win the game. It was like we all knew who was going to happen. I think even at 1-2, you probably knew what was going to happen.
And then they were doing a VAR check to make sure the goal was given, and obviously it was a fair goal. And then Vasquez scores a great goal there. And Guarassi, man, I forgot to talk about this. Guarassi was amazing. He had a fantastic assist with a Malin goal. Yeah. And Guarassi had the chance right before Vasquez scored. And they could have made it, maybe make it 3-2, 80th minute. And that could have been different. But he missed. Yeah. Courtois made a big save. The Vasquez scores 3-2. The Vinicius destroyed Emre Can there for the fourth goal. And I think he destroyed Antoine as well for the fifth goal.
And then the fifth goal was pretty much the dagger.
Yeah, so for Sahin, man, you tactically messed up in the second half. You played too defensive. You gave it to Real Madrid. Basically, you basically allowed Real Madrid to get back in the game. Tactically,
yeah. Naive. And if you do that, I mean,
you're gonna get punished. Yeah. And I'm sorry, man. Sahin, man, it was such a bad disaster class for you as a manager. And
I mean, Dortmund have been.
I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh no, sorry. I was gonna say, just Dortmund have been poor defensively like all season. Yeah. Like they only kept like 2 clean sheets, whether in the league and Champions League combined. So,
and you know what's crazy, guys? You know what's crazy? They haven't even won a away game in the Bundesliga. So people really thought, they're going to win a away game in the Champions League against Real Madrid. I mean, the defending champions. People really thought they were going to do it. I knew Real Madrid were going to come back after the second goal. I was like, yeah, they're going to come back. Now, if it was 3-0, I don't think they would have come back. I don't think 3-0 comeback would have occurred. But 2-0, it's still possible.
There's a saying in football. There's a saying in football: 2-0 is the most dangerous score, and the reason is because if you're up 2-0, but then the team scores against you, suddenly the momentum, you're basically bringing the team is back in, and it can change the momentum.
Yes.
And then you're just worried, oh no. And then if it's 2-2, I mean, at that point, it's kind of like, oh, okay. Like, and I feel like this game, this has happened before. In fact, it has happened during Real Madrid. Remember the Liverpool game? Like, I feel like when Liverpool went 2-0 up at Anfield against Real Madrid, but then Real Madrid scored and then came back and went 5-2. It's kind of like that game, actually. That's and Vinicius was, by the way, very, very, and I'm going to say this right now. I think, obviously, this game technically doesn't really have anything to do with it, but in a way, I feel like I think this already to me confirms who is winning the Ballon d'Or on Monday, right? Let's be absolutely honest. I think he deserves it. I think Vinicius deserves it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also believe he deserves it as well. And yeah, I just thought he was amazing throughout the season. His champions, like the goals, like look at the amount of goal contributions he has. He's like, if there's any big game, he's I think got the best I think he's been the best big game player in the Champions League the last few seasons. Like he scored in he's scored in the knockout stage. He's getting assists. Dude, the guy has been amazing in the knockout stage.
And the thing is, last season, I remember the second leg against Bayern Munich, he didn't get a goal and assist, but he was named man of the match. And it's because his overall impact on the game and how it was like overall fault again. Like he even if he doesn't get a goal and assist in a big Champions League match, you know that he can always show up and he can always do his thing.
Yeah, and the only little blemish from Vinicius is the whole Brazil thing, but I think it's an issue beyond him. I feel like
that's just I feel for me that's a Brazil national team issue.
Yeah. So I don't.
If you think Vinicius is not a good player, then you probably haven't been watching football for the last 4 years. I'm sorry, you haven't probably been watching for the last 3 years.
Yeah, it's just and then let's talk quickly about Mbappe. He showed
I still don't think Mbappe. I still feel like Mbappe is, kind of adapting in a way, but I don't know. But you know what? But to be fair, Mbappe got into. There was actually. I'm gonna say this though. That assist to Rudiger, that was a good assist. I'll say. And
that was a good assist.
And I feel like there was I feel for the second goal, Mbappe finds Modric. I'm pretty sure, and Modric, or I think Modric finds Mbappe. There was a play between them two that eventually led to a Vinicius goal. And by the way, Luka Modric, I just want to say, we're talking about Muller and Neuer being finished possibly. I don't think Luka Modric is finished. I feel like Luka Modric is still going strong at age of 39. That is actually kind of crazy. That is actually very insane.
Yeah, Modric.
Yeah, I'll say this though. Yeah, for all this though, Ferland Mendy, I don't think he's that good. Defensively, maybe okay, but I don't know. He was just. It felt like Daniel Malin was getting the better of him whole game until he got substituted for no reason. But Yeah. Although I'll say this though, Rodrigo, I think got injured. I'm pretty sure. So we have to see what happens with that effect. I think he got injured. I'm not sure during the game.
Yeah.
I think he was definitely taken off. So I wonder if he makes El Clasico or not. But yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And yeah, Courtois, and Rodrigo are out for El Clasico. So that's very bad.
The thing with Courtois is I feel like many Madrid fans would be worried in the past, but now they got Lunin.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, you know, they both. Oh, sorry. What were you saying, SK?
No, I was just. I think Madrid's the main thing they need to figure out is just how they're gonna.
They need to start first halves better. That's what they got to figure out. I think.
Yeah, first.
What I was gonna say plays into that is I think they need to figure out what they're gonna do with their build up. Like I just think that because Carlo was trying to like play Valverde or Bellingham at the base of the midfield to help progress the ball, and that's just not what either one of those players do. So it's like obviously we've talked about Toni Kroos ad nauseum, but he needs to figure out how he's going to kind of get around that because I don't think either one of them can be the main guy that you put as your main pivot to advance the ball. So and obviously like they don't really have like the options to go through the wide areas because they don't have any fullbacks that can do that either. So it kind of just makes it easy for teams to at least defend them in like I'd say like the second phase, like in like the build-up phase at least. But obviously when you give them space to run into, then it's just a different story altogether.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. I feel like Camavinga has to take a step. I think maybe he can. Maybe Camavinga could become a. But the thing is, I don't think there's like a Toni Kroos replacement really.
It's that's what I'm saying. It's not even that they need to find a like-for-like replacement.
No, they just need to adapt to play without. Kind of like how they when CR7 left. Like when Cristiano Ronaldo left them, they eventually found a way to adapt playing without him.
Yeah, but I also say it's just easier to adapt to a winger leaving because he's really only ever affecting like one side of the field that you're on, or even when he plays at striker, you just have a different. It's a lot easier because he's further up the field. So, you know, like realistically, by the time you get to your opponent's territory, you're already gonna have. There's only so many ways you're gonna attack the box, whether you have Ronaldo there or not. Whereas when it comes to build up, you kind of have to have a consistent pattern that you have in place.
Yeah, I also think that Jude Bellingham, I think, hasn't really started the season the best, but I feel like maybe he's also still getting used to this change. There are people asking, can Mbappe and Jude Bellingham coexist? I think they can, but I think it's the Toni Kroos thing where like I feel like they need that midfielder in there that can also like really help out both of them. Because last season when Jude Bellingham was playing behind Vinicius and Rodrigo, Real Madrid many times, Toni Kroos was able to send those through balls and control the games to a point where like Jude Bellingham had to worry more about just crashing into the box and then, you know, popping up with goals when needed. Well, of course, he also did a lot of defensive work in the second half of the season for them. But I feel like that Jude Bellingham could definitely be maybe utilized a bit better this season. But we'll have to see.
I think the problem for Jude is like he's playing a different role this season. He's not like that goal scorer as he was last season. He's playing a different role, kind of more of a deep maker. So that's why he hasn't been as effective as last season. But people don't realize that Jude's best position isn't even goal scoring. Like it's just how talented he is. He's just an all-around talented midfielder.
Yeah.
But maybe they should try Jude as a number 10.
But the thing is, I feel like they might because Rodrigo's out for El Clasico. So I feel like they probably have to for that game at least.
And I think the big issue for this Real Madrid team is that there's no DM in this team. Where's the DM? Where's the defensive midfielder?
Well, Aurelien Tchouameni, no?
Yeah, Tchouameni. Actually, why did Tchouameni not play this game? Was he injured?
No.
Oh, he came on. That's Carlo. That was a stupid idea.
Yeah, I feel like that was like I feel like if Tchouameni played that game, or even if Tchouameni, like forget even if Camavinga started, I feel like they probably don't concede 2 goals in the first half, right? I don't think.
Don Carlo. I know I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm going to be objective. If you don't start Tchouameni against El Clasico, that's a really bad idea.
Yeah, but I feel like maybe he was resting him for El Clasico, though. Maybe.
I suppose, but
at the same time, though, the thing is, we spoke about Luka Modric, but he's starting a Champions League match. Yeah, I don't know. I think he'll have to again because I feel like Jude Bellingham will be playing a bit more advanced in El Clasico because Rodrigo's injured.
Oh yeah.
So I think he has to start Tchouameni regardless.
Yeah, and yeah, for Real Madrid, I also feel like Mbappe is still trying to figure out this team. So that's what makes El Clasico so interesting because both the Spanish teams destroy the German teams by big margins. So it's going to make it very difficult to see what happens on the El Clasico. So
yeah, but if Barca try that high line against Real Madrid, I don't think there's going to be any type of adapting that needs to happen for.
Because I'm seeing a lot of people say, on social media, some say this Bayern win probably means maybe Barca can destroy. It's not gonna. Barca is not going to destroy Madrid this Saturday.
No.
I'm not saying we're going to destroy Barca, but it's no one's going to destroy each other. This is going to be a tight game, I think.
But the thing is, like, Bayern and Real Madrid don't play the same at all. They play very different. Bayern likes to play very attack-minded, very offensive. Real Madrid is the type of team that plays in transition.
But I also think Real Madrid probably got more efficient players overall than Bayern Munich. Like, I feel like Vinicius Junior, like we're comparing Vinicius Junior to like Michael Olise. Like we're not there's a big difference. I feel.
Well, it's actually even worse because technically we're comparing Vinicius Junior to Gnabry, bro.
Oh my! I don't even know. Like I feel like even Rodrigo is probably better. Like forget about Vinicius.
Well, Gnabry's kind of just fallen off after 2021.
But I feel like overall, I don't think it's going to be like any team destroying. I feel like it's going to be a tight game. They could even end as a draw. I don't even. Again, this El Clasico is like anything can happen.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I'm gonna have to. It's gonna be interesting for my preview. I was after I drop that tomorrow in the morning. But
the thing is, well, maybe some people are favoring Madrid more a bit because it's at the Bernabeu. Maybe. So we'll see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, and for Real Madrid, as I said, huge win for them, massive win for them, 5-2. And for Don Carlo, man, Vinicius, man, amazing performance. And for Dortmund, bad for them, but I still think Dortmund, and like I look at the fixture schedule, it's not too bad. So I still think Dortmund will probably at least get knockaround playoffs. Now I don't know if they'll get top 8. I don't know about that. Yeah. I'm not confident of that. But obviously Real Madrid will obviously get top 8.
Well, I get the Real Madrid did lose against Lille, but to be fair, Barcelona lost against Munich. But I feel like those were just kind of one-offs. I feel like those weren't like. I feel like they're both going to get top 8, right? They should, like, both of them.
Yeah. For Mendy, man, defensively it was really bad. Not good defensively. I think he was probably the worst player on the pitch. Yeah,
and it's a worry for them against Lamine Yamal, but he has to start because who are they going to start? Because Mendy has to start. They don't have anyone else. So like
I don't think is there any left backs? I don't think there is.
Well, Fran Garcia, I think.
Oh yeah, Fran Garcia. Oh my
God. I don't think like Lucas Vazquez. I'm gonna say this. Like I don't think he's good defensively. But at the same time, if you remember, like last season against Barcelona, he was actually probably arguably the best.
Oh yeah, he was good. He was good in the Bernabeu one. I remember.
Yeah, he got an assist, got a goal, won a penalty. Like he did everything. So
yeah, it was.
He's not great defensively. He's not great defensively. I feel like he's kind of like, for me, he's like B-Tech Trent. Let's just say, like he's not good defensively, but offensively he offers something. He's not as good as Trent, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And yeah, Courtois was obviously amazing. He made a lot of saves, especially in that first half when Dortmund were all over Real Madrid. And yeah, like Courtois is going to be interesting in the El Clasico because both backup goalkeepers will be playing probably. So
yeah, that's going to be interesting. Lunin is better than Peña though. I do think Lunin is better. Yeah. Now I'm not only saying that just as a Ukrainian, but look, I think.
Yeah, come on. It's common knowledge. I mean, one a penalty shootout. One is a goalkeeper that.
One was at Galatasaray, so like
Yeah, there's levels to this. Yeah, Frank Garcia has been good. Yeah, maybe, but I don't think
he's starting. I don't think he's starting because I think Carlo will want because starting both offensive-minded fullbacks, you're just asking for suicide at that point. Like Mendy for where he is, like he's defensively, I don't know. We'll see. Bellingham. That's the thing though. Bellingham. It wouldn't shock me if Bellingham's first goal of the season suddenly came against Barcelona.
Oh no! Yeah, I could see it happening.
I can kind of see that. Why do I see that happening now? I don't even know. Like,
yeah, Mendy. I don't know what's wrong with Mendy, man. This was, Bobby's best game in Madrid shirt, in my opinion. Was it?
Was it? I don't know. I don't know. Like,
I feel like the Betis one was the best, but I guess you could. I see where you're coming from. Probably. Maybe the Betis one.
Maybe the best in Champions League.
Yeah, best in the Champions League. I'll agree with you on that. It's even more dangerous against Real Madrid. Madrid to win 5-2. Defense will be death of me. Yeah, defense for Real Madrid is a bit shaky. Dortmund coach used to play for us. Hey. Never heard of him, though. All right. Okay, let's move, man. Let's move to the other games. We'll touch upon the other games. We're obviously not going to go into detail because these games weren't as interesting, to say the least.
Yeah. So, although there were some upsets, though. There are some upsets.
Yeah, there were some upsets, but not like. Yeah.
I mean, like off bat, shout out to Lille. Beat both.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know what? While we're on the topic of Spain, let's finish up Spain since we talked about let's finish up Spain.
Yeah, you know what? This is probably may as well just go back to. This is probably, I would say, the upset of this round. Probably upset of the round, right? I would probably say so.
Yeah, for sure, man. And it was interesting because Julian Alvarez scored an early goal, and I was like, okay, Atletico Madrid will probably win this game.
Yeah, but then I actually didn't watch this game. I watched the highlights. I was like, okay, Atletico are probably going to win. I come back and I see 3-1. I'm like, okay, what the hell has happened? What has happened now?
Wow.
I mean, you know what's crazy? Atletico have conceded more in the Champions League than they have in La Liga this season.
That's insane. And Atletico
Madrid is, right?
No, but Atletico's been weird because even in La Liga, they haven't even been that convincing. Like, they've drew half of their games.
Yeah, that's the thing. They've not been that convinced. But I feel like that's the thing with Atletico Madrid. It's just, I don't know. But honestly, but to concede at home 3 goals against Lille.
Yeah, that's a bad look. That's a bad look.
Well, apparently,
Lille have beaten. I think Lille now officially own the city of Madrid. I think we can now say Lille officially own the city of Madrid because they beat both Madrid clubs this Champions League. So that's kind of funny. That's actually very funny. I would argue this is a more amazing result though because it's away against Atletico Madrid. They beat Madrid at home.
And Atletico Madrid is typically historically very good at the Wanda Metropolitano. So.
Yeah, I can, as an Inter fan, I can definitely attest to that.
But apparently, Sorloth missed 3 easy chances in the.
Well, I can see from his rating. I don't like to go off of SofaScore ratings, but if I see a 5.5, that probably means headache.
Yeah, Atletico Madrid, man, and I did hear they got a controversial penalty. Leo got a controversial penalty there. I think I was hearing because I was watching on Paramount the Golazo show. I think they were saying that. I think that Jonathan David, I think it was the 74th minute. That was a controversial goal, controversial penalty. And then the goal was Jonathan Davis scored at the end to wrap it up. So I'm guessing what probably happened was Atletico were pushing so desperately for the equalizer, and Lille hit them on the counter attack.
Yeah, that's the thing, though. But I feel like Atletico Madrid. I mean, this is not a good result at all, right? I feel like they should still. I don't know if they're going to make top 8. I didn't have them making top 8. I don't think they will personally.
I think they'll make it.
They lost to Benfica 4-0. They lost 4-0 to Benfica, and now they lost 3-1 at home to Lille. Like, it's not good. That's not good at all.
Yeah, Lille, man. And shout out to Ligue 1, man. Ligue 1's actually been doing amazing this season, besides PSG, basically. I never thought I'd be saying.
Kind of crazy.
PSG have like the hardest schedule out of pretty much every team in this Champions League stage.
Yeah, that's true, to be fair. And look how many injuries Lille have. As 6 players injured. Ethan Mbappe.
Honestly, though, these kind of wins for Lille, I feel like they probably can qualify, right, for the round of 16. Maybe not top 8, but I feel like maybe they can qualify for like at least through playoffs, maybe.
Yeah, playoffs, man, playoffs. And Oblak, he was particularly bad. He didn't make a single save. That's crazy.
What the heck is going on? Great keepers not making saves today. First it was Neuer, now it's Oblak. Like what?
Yeah. All right, let's go back to let's finish up Tuesday games. Let's go back to Tuesday, which we were on. Right. So let's quickly talk about this. Okay, here we go. So we got Monaco 5, Cervena Zvezda 1. Monaco absolutely destroyed Cervena Zvezda. Like, did you guys see the single goal? I think it was a single goal. Well, it was an amazing goal there. Oh,
wow, yeah. I saw the videos. Many people were posting. Oh my god, what a goal! Like, what a goal! Yeah, that was Monaco. I think as a whole, I think they're one of the dark horses. I think.
Yeah, I think they could be a dark horse. Dark horse. I mean, indeed. And Cervena Zvezda obviously abysmal. I don't think anyone's surprised.
I think it's not.
And remember, the two of them actually played in the Europa League a few seasons ago. And Monaco actually destroyed them 4-1.
Well, there you go, right? But yeah, Monaco.
Yeah, the Milan 3 club, Brugge 1.
They finally got them. Milan I'll be saying this, like ever since they beat us in the derby, they've actually stabilized a bit. They've actually, kind of been playing a bit better. It's not looking as it's not looking as big of a horse show as it looked early in the season. There's still a lot of question marks. I'll say though, I feel bad for Camarda. His goal got disallowed. He would have actually been the youngest.
Youngest
in history. So that's kind of
And I do feel like the red card did kind of change the game.
Yeah,
I thought Club Brugge were really good.
The red card, but at that point, and then people were
I mean, it was a deserved red. To be fair, I mean, I don't think the red was.
It was. Yeah, it's a red. It's definitely a red.
Shout out to Pulisic, man. Pulisic scored an Olympico goal.
Do you think he's the best American of all time? Do you think he's the best American footballer of all time?
Let's put it this way: he's the best American currently. I think we
currently, maybe that's something. Maybe that's a debate for the future. Honestly, maybe.
Yeah, all time. It might be actually, you know what? Since you're a Serie A fan, and one of my friends actually asked me this, I think it's Matt. He asked me this.
Yeah.
Is he the best American player in Serie A ever?
Probably.
How many American players?
Because there hasn't been many. Because who else is there?
Yeah.
Look, Yunus Musa, not really that good. Weston McKennie, not really that good. You know, he's actually Weston McKennie's been all right in Serie. Actually, no, yeah, but who else is there? Timothy Weah is not even that highly rated at all. He might be. I think Pulisic might be. He probably is.
Yeah. Milan, man, amazing. Reinders, I think, got a brace as well.
Reinders, Reinders actually is very, very underrated.
Like, I think Reinders is underrated. Reinders is underrated, I would say.
He's actually a very, very good player, honestly.
Yeah, Club Brugge. I think that red card completely changed because I'm sorry, man. As good as Milan are, well, I still don't really rate them that highly. Milan's defense is very suspect. Milan's defense is very suspect. I don't rate the defense.
It's a very, very suspect. Like Tomori is like that kind of a defender. You know, he's a solid defender, but he has error prone. He's very error prone, and you know.
Yeah.
Oh, and Emerson Royale. I mean. You know.
Oh my, yeah. We don't need to speak about that. That guy's awful. That guy's trash.
Yeah, but that's the thing. But like, you know, you got Rafael Leao, you got Pulisic, you got Reinders. You know, Morata can, you know, do something maybe like, you know, it's not the star. Like, again, I don't think Milan's team is very that good, but at the same time, it's like, it's still at San Siro in the Champions League. So, you know, but I think Club Brugge were actually playing well, but that red card, you know, kind of screwed them up a lot.
Yeah, I think it was a Nigerian player. Oh, you could do. I might be butchering his name. Yeah, the Nigerian DM, he got the red card. And yeah, you know, Nigeria's down bad, so. But yeah, anyways, let's just move on from there. Yeah. Milan. Actually, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna ask you this question.
Oh my God.
Adversary. Do you think this is bad, or you just think it's
No, it is bad. It is. Here's why. AC Milan, their whole history is about having the best Italian footballers in their setup. That's literally their whole history. If you look at them, I'm not gonna go into it too much, but like the fact that Inter, whose history is about allowing foreign players to shine, have more Italians in the starting 11 as a whole than Milan, who are literally like the breakaway that happened from there. Like, it's so funny. It's generally hilarious. So maybe in terms of talent, maybe I don't know how it is, but in terms of identity, and I do think club identity is still important, regardless. It's not just about results. I feel like you gotta keep some kind of club identity. It's bad for their identity. It makes them look pretty bad, I think. And to be fair, in terms of player quality, I don't think their squad is that good. I feel like there are some Italians out there they probably could benefit from having. So I would say, yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's true, man. Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. Next week, Arsenal watch Shakhtar Donetsk. Arsenal, man. Oh my God, this was such a boring game. There you go. Oh my! They got the own goal there. I think Martinelli contributed the own goal. It was kind of a bit of a nasty.
Trossard missed the penalty. Right?
Missed the penalty, and Arsenal. I mean,
honestly, Arsenal just weren't really that good. I don't think they were that good.
I'm sorry. Like, how can you park the bus against Shakhtar Donetsk?
No, I watched that game because I was like, okay, you know, Shakhtar's from the country, so I was like, okay, let's see what they do. I actually thought Arsenal would probably beat them comfortably. Maybe they kind of did. But the thing is, like, you're parking a bus against Shakhtar Donetsk at home. It's like, oh my God, dude! Like,
I'm sorry, this is not the prime Shakhtar. This is like a really.
This is the worst Shakhtar Donetsk I've seen in Champions League, because in the past they actually had a lot of teams that, you know, the best team. Yeah.
Dude, remember, now, like, a few years ago, they did a double over Real Madrid. This is
even before that, many times they've been Champions League mainstays for a long time. But yeah, this is the worst I've seen from them. You know, parking the bus at home against them, like, no.
Yeah, Arsenal, man.
And they got a big game against Liverpool, but I feel like if they play like this and without Saka, yeah.
And California, I think, is injured, and Saliba's out as well. Saliba's suspended. Arsenal, man.
I mean, the issue with Arsenal is that they've lost like the main player they use for their build-up in Odegaard, and then they've lost their two most creative players in Odegaard and Saka. Like, without those two, like, Arsenal players aren't that creative. So, and then, like, especially with their midfield, like Declan Rice, Partey, Marino, none of those guys really scream creative midfielders. So that kind of just, like, you know, you have Kai Havertz, who's like a pseudo 10, 9, but he can't really do either one at an elite level. Trossard is more of those players that you kind of just bring in when you need to scam a goal, but like you would not have him as
a starter. Yeah, I don't think as a starter, Trossard is good. I think
you would not have him as like the main piece of your any attack.
Martinelli, honestly, Gabriel Martinelli is just not really that good. I don't think so. Like,
Martinelli, I think he's good, but he's good in certain
his finishing is awful. He's not an efficient player.
Yeah, his finishing is bad. Yeah. But you know what's interesting, guys? Vinicius scored a hat-trick. Raphinha scored a hat-trick. Martinelli. Oh.
He got a man of the match against Shakhtar. Honestly, I'll say this right now. I watched the game. He was not man of the match. I can just say it right now. I watched the game. He was not the man of the match. He was the man of the match. He was probably best Arsenal player, but at the same time, Arsenal didn't play that good. So take it however we want.
Yeah, actually, I thought the goalkeeper for Shakhtar Donetsk was probably the man of the match.
Yeah, he conceded an own goal, but he made many saves. He made a lot of saves. So
yeah, dude, look at Arsenal's bench, man. Look at Arsenal's bench. Oh my jeez.
They said that the bench was fixed or like they got a good squad depth. I'm sorry, what the heck is this? Like,
no, I mean, to be honest, I don't.
To be fair, they have a lot of injuries.
I'm not gonna give them that because they didn't go out and spend the money properly. Like, you need an attacker. You need another.
That's true, but they needed a striker. Here's my thing with Arsenal.
And you went out and you got Calafiori. Why?
For this reason, they don't have a 9. Like they don't have a number 9, and that's the biggest problem.
And people tell me that Havertz is a world-class striker.
First of all, he's not a striker, and second of all, I don't think Havertz is world-class. I'm sorry, he's not.
Well, it's even dumber because, like, I mean, Havertz at his best when he was at Leverkusen was just a taller.
Oh yeah, that Havertz was amazing. Like it feels so long ago now.
Also, for me, Havertz's best position is a cam.
Yeah,
that's his best position.
Well, his best position is like at cam, like a cam that can drift to the right.
Yeah,
because the thing at Leverkusen when he was there was they were a lot more egalitarian. Like everyone would exchange positions with each other, so like no one was really married to one spot on the field.
Yeah, but at Chelsea and at Arsenal, it's not really like that. It's like you're kind of static, and I don't think it fits Havertz the best. But to be fair, his goal scoring is not the worst. But I also don't think you win titles if Kai Havertz is your best player for like goals, like more goals. Yeah, well, I guess technically Saka's their like most efficient player in terms, but I feel like you need a number 9 that can take you over the line.
Yeah. Havertz has got a 2.0.
Yeah, I don't know about that, dog.
I don't know. Whatever you might say about that. Has Havertz scored a winning goal in a World Cup final?
I know he scored a winning goal in the Champions League, but I'm sorry, a World Cup final means more. A World Cup final is way more valuable.
Yeah, especially because it was done in like an extra time. By the way, that's
Dortmund Götze as clear as Leverkusen has it. I mean, Havertz. Like, what do we tell?
Yeah, sorry, I don't know if I agree with you on that.
I don't think I agree with that either.
Yeah, they signed a Washington. Oh yeah, Sterling. I'm sorry, Sterling.
Sterling's finished. Like, but I don't think Gabriel Jesus is any good either. That's another thing. Yeah, they don't have a good Saka backup, in my opinion, and this is the problem.
You know what it is too, because I don't know if you guys watch basketball like that, but there's a new term in NBA circles that I think would apply to football very well, actually. So, have you guys ever heard of the concept of like play finishers? Because we talk about playmakers, right? So, play finishers are players that get on, like, finish the ends of like chances or good moments that other players create, right? So when I look at Arsenal's lineup, right, like, okay, like put that lineup back up again. That like Arsenal put up.
Yeah, I'll put it up.
I see 3 play finishers on this team in Martinelli, Trossard, and Havertz, but then I don't see the playmaker to make the play for them to finish. So it's like they have the plate out there, but no one's cooking.
Yeah. They have the idea, but they don't have that, that spark without Odegaard and without Saka. It's kind of like, because Declan Rice and Thomas Partey, they are good at what they're doing, but if you ask them to like play make or doing something like that, they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it at the highest level, at least. So, yeah. I feel like their attack, I feel like Arsenal, I feel like maybe they kind of overspent on their defense, maybe. I feel like they probably could have bought another attacker. Maybe probably another midfielder.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Sterling is washed, man, and
he's been washed.
He's been washed since he moved to Chelsea.
No, he was. Not even. He's been washed since his last season at City.
Yeah, he wasn't even good that last season, right? He wasn't even good in that last season for City.
Guys, when he became finished, it was that miss against Lyon. That's when he became finished.
That Lyon, yeah.
That's how I knew the guy was like, yeah.
Listen, to be fair, I've always said that the fact that Pep got 30 goals out of this guy, that makes him the GOAT manager, in my opinion, because...
That's actually crazy, Pep getting 30 goals out of this guy, because people forget, Raheem Sterling, in like 2018, 2019, this guy was one of the best attackers in the world.
I'll be honest, I never rated him, even
I never rated him either, but like in terms of statistics, it was like, wow.
Oh, also, I just realized, Gabriel Jesus looked amazing under Pep.
Gabriel Jesus was never like Sterling, Sterling under Pep, I feel was better. Gabriel Jesus was was still always, a backup. But
because the thing with Jesus is he could just never finish. Like his finishing was just outside of like the first 6 months that he got there.
Yeah, I feel like as a player, he's not that bad, but finishing wise, he literally said his goal scoring is not his best attribute. Like if you're a striker and you're saying that, that's just that's hilarious, but that's also very sad.
Well, because remember, there's a reason why Pep, after a while, literally started to, like, his last season there, would start freaking De Bruyne or Silva or Foden as striker instead of this guy.
Yeah. And he got to a Champions League final, I think, with that. And then
Yeah, that's true. All right, let's move to the next one, guys. We got Aston Villa 2, Bologna 0. Shout out to the Aston Villa men. McGinn scored the goal, and then Duran scored as a starter, and Aston Villa looked amazing, man, and I'm sorry to say, Doodle, man, Bologna
Bologna, I'm sorry, but they're not. We even joke about like they're in the Champions League. They're kind of like Polar Bear in Arlington, Texas. That's Bologna in Champions League right now this season. It's like
they got the here damn Champions League spot.
They're not even Europa League level right now. That's how we're talking about.
I feel like that might be a bit harsh.
Okay, maybe that's a bit harsh, but definitely not Champions League, right? Definitely.
Oh yeah, definitely not Champions League. They should have been the Europa League.
To be fair, though, you know what? But to be fair, I don't think many people are expecting it from that. And you know what? At the end of the day, if you're playing in a Champions League, I feel like that has to count with something, right?
No, I'm not giving them that. If you're in a top 5 league and you're getting Schmeckeldorfed every week, bro, I'm not letting you have that, bro.
That's true. Well, you're getting smacked every single week. That's the thing, Bologna.
Yeah, but to be fair, guys, let's give this some pass. It's been the first time at the Champions League for so long, so let's not be too crazy.
I'll say this though: if they kept their players and they kept Thiago Motta from last season, maybe they would be doing better.
Yeah, and that's true. And Aston Villa, man, do you guys think they're the dark horse this season in the Champions League?
I think Unai Emery, whatever you might say, in European competitions, this guy knows what to do. And I feel like at Villa Park, I feel like it's a fortress. It might be a fortress. Bayern Munich already lost at this ground this season.
Yeah.
So I think they can make the round of 16. And honestly, I feel like any team, it would be tough for. I would say it's tough for any team to go to Villa Park on a Champions League night. Maybe I feel like they can give a lot of teams a fight.
I remember we'll see if they can keep the momentum though, because I feel like by the time we get to December, January, I don't think they're gonna be.
Well, yeah, obviously not. They're not gonna I get that they won their first 3 games Champions League. They're obviously not gonna top the thing. Like I don't know if.
No, I mean in general. I'm just talking like in general for the season.
Oh yeah,
that's true. We gotta see, but I feel like with Unai Emery in a European competition, he knows how to get things done, and I feel like at a Villa Park that is so energized, I feel like they can be a dangerous team. They're not gonna make like semifinals or something, but I feel like if they make round of 16, maybe quarterfinals is a possibility. After that, no.
Yeah, and the Girona 2, Slovan Barcelona. Shout out to Girona, they finally get a win. I felt they were very unlucky against Feyenoord. And they beat Slovan Barcelona, and I'm sorry, with all due respect, Slovan Barcelona shouldn't be in the Champions League, but it's good to see them in the Champions League for the first time ever in their history. This is a team that was in the Conference League for quite a few seasons now. And yeah, for Girona, as I said, man, great win for them. Great goal from there. I think it was a center back. Juampa. Well, what a free kick.
Yeah, it seems like it's a center back, yeah.
Yeah, and Guterres scored. And yeah, for Girona, man, fantastic win for them.
But they've also kind of been like Bologna, right? Fallen off, right? They're kind of and Bologna like in the same boat.
Yeah.
Stuttgart have been good. Stuttgart have been good. Like I know we're gonna make fun of you here, but Stuttgart have genuinely been good this
I'm gonna say this. Juve got dominated this game. No, Juve got dominated. I'll say this though. Juve kind of had. Look, I'm sorry, but Danilo is finished. He's beyond washed now. Like he's not even washed.
Danilo is finished.
He's so finished now. But Juve kind of rotated because the thing is, Juve kind of rotated for this game and Inter did as well because obviously it's Derby d'Italia this weekend. But at the same time, if you're getting dominated like that, but at the same time, they had a team. I feel like that team should probably like if the goalkeeper is the best player, I feel like you kind of know what that means.
Oh,
right?
yeah. You're that's bad. That's worrying. That's worrying.
That's worrying. Although Courtois was the man of the match in 2022 Champions League final, but Champions League final is different. Like at that point, you got to do what you got to do. Who cares at that point? Like, but if it's like this, if the goalkeeper is your best player, that kind of means that oh god, like. But you were just not good at all. Like even before the red card, I know people might blame the red card. Like even before the red card, actually Stuttgart had a goal disallowed.
Oh,
they had a goal disallowed. Yeah.
And that was a kind of a harsh goal to disallow.
Even the UFA fans themselves said, "Ooh." Even the UFA fans were saying, "Ooh, that's they got very, very fortunate with that." But yeah, UFA's backups were tested this game, and I'm sorry, I don't think they did well because Stuttgart. Look, Dusan Vlahovic. I've always said this. I'll always say it again. This guy, you do not know what you're going to get of him. He's not a consistent.
He's a hot goal player. He's a hot goal player.
And that's the problem. Konsei Sa is actually a good player. No, Konsei Sa, I rate him. I rate Konsei Sa. Yildiz, I feel like Yildiz he's a direct, but he needs to like he's finishing and his decision making needs a lot of improvement. I think
that midfield.
Thuram was awful this game. Like generally, he lost the ball so many times. Like it was crazy. McKennie was not great either. Savona was getting cooked. Like, I'm sorry, like Juve got dominated this game. And Thiago Motta himself came out of the game, said that it's his fault. And I don't think he got it right either. But yeah, like I'm not looking at this result and saying Inter are absolutely gonna like toy with Juve or not. I already said that's not gonna happen. But it's the first loss of the season for Juve, and I think it was obviously eventually gonna happen. But I feel like, but I want to give credit to Stuttgart. I feel like Stuttgart, they were actually very good against Real Madrid, if we remember, at the Bernabeu, even though they lost 3-1. If you remember that game, like they created many chances. Did they win their second game? I think they won their second game.
No, they did. No, they tied. They
tied.
Smart scored a nice free kick there to equalize.
My bad. But they won this game. So Stuttgart aren't like that some easy team that you sleep on.
But I think the thing is Stuttgart has let them down is their finishing. The finishing.
Yeah, I agree. Even this game, they should have probably won by way more.
Yeah, and then the penalty. I don't know if you mentioned this. The penalty got saved by Perrin.
So they had a goal disallowed. Like Perrin makes a save penalty, and then they scored. Like it could have been a 3-0 on another day. That's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
Because Juve this season have been so solid defensively, but this game they were not defensively good at all. Like this was pretty bad from them defensively. Like
what's worrying is that the fact that they couldn't score on Stuttgart. Stuttgart in the league have been poor defensively as well. They've already conceded 15 goals.
Yeah, and but that's what I'm saying. Like Dusan Vlahovic, he had some chances this game. To be fair, Juve didn't create too much, but Vlahovic is just way too hot and cold as a striker. He's just not that reliable. And but the thing is, Juve don't have the money to go get someone better, essentially. And they invested so much into Vlahovic. It's like, surely at some point he has the talent. He is a talented player, but if he does not become consistent.
Well, the problem with Vlahovic, in my opinion, is he's a lot like Haaland. If Haaland scored like half as many goals,
yeah, but Haaland, I think, is just a bit more like
he's more athletic
specimen. Vlahovic is not like that. That's the
exactly. Thing. So my point is that but I'm talking in terms of like the whole one dimensionalness to their game. I'd say he's in that ilk, but the issue is that unlike Haaland, he doesn't score as many goals to make up for it. Yeah. So it's like if you're not gonna be that good in build-up, you're not gonna have that much influence in the game if you're not scoring. You better be scoring a lot of goals. That's
the thing, because Haaland is not very good in build-up. But Haaland, at least, he's gonna bag a goal. If he's like in the Vlahovic, Vlahovic is like, and Vlahovic on penalties also is really, really bad. Like his penalty efficiency is also really bad. So
it's bad.
He has the talent, but to be fair, ever since he left Fiorentina, I get people blame Allegri a lot for this, and maybe it is true. But like even with Motta, there are some games he might score 2 goals in one game, and then next 3 games he might not even touch the ball more than 10 times in a match. You can't have that. Like you got to be more consistent. He's not consistent at all. That's the problem with him.
Yeah. Juventus, man, very, very poor offensively. And I said this before, guys. I'm going to continue to say this right now. Their midfield defense is great. Their attack is mediocre. I don't rate Juve's attack that highly, and I think
it's not good. It's not good at all. It lacks depth. To be fair, Nico Gonzalez is injured, but even Nico Gonzalez is not he's not guaranteed goals. So
Vlahovic needs to be considered. Juventus was never the right choice. Vlahovic needs to leave. Although to be fair, Fiorentina and Juve have like a good connection. So at the time it was okay.
Well, it's a whole story, but yeah.
Wait, Fiorentina or Juve? Wait.
Yeah, well, the clubs, the fans hate each other, but the business model, like it's Fiorentina fans have been protesting this for like so long. It's a joke. It's a running joke in Serie A that every time there's a promising Fiorentina player, Juventus will buy them.
They always go to Juve. Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of like Southampton and Liverpool, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bayern Munich and 19 other Bundesliga clubs. So
yeah, Juventus are still in recovery session. Stuttgart destroyed Juventus. Stuttgart should have won 4-0 versus Stuttgart. Aston Villa finally smoked the Juventus 5-pack. We'll see about that. Well, you belong to the Conference League. They signed a Wash Sterling. All right. HQR, man, nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been in this channel a long time. Work the school schedule. It was good that you stopped by, man. Juventus are ancient rivals, not allies. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of business with each other, so it feels like they're allies.
But it's just the boards. Really, it's just.
Yeah, Fiorentina needs to stop selling to Juve. So thank you for correcting me, Doodle. I actually apologize there for my mistake. Yeah. The PSG won, PSV won. Oh my god!
As I call it, the PS Derby.
Oh,
honestly,
god.
My PSG.
PSG are so bad. Oh, LSG. You know what? They don't even deserve to be called PSG. We're going to call them LSG. LSG tied to PSV at home. And I'm sorry, with all due respect, PSV is mediocre. I'm sorry, this PSV team isn't that great.
Like, I get they win the Eredivisie, but that does not mean, let's be honest, the Eredivisie, like, Ajax is now not really that good anymore. Like, it's Champions League, right? And it's PSG at home. And I'm sorry. Like, also, I want to say this. Bradley Barcola started, and I think he's a talented player. He started the season well. He kind of cooled off recently, it feels like. It was never sustainable, but goddamn it. And Ousmane Dembele, I will always say this. This guy's a fraud. This guy is a fraud. I'm sorry.
A fraud. Thank God we sell them.
And there are many PSG fans saying, he's one of the best attackers in the world. Please, 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 please. I'll tell you this right now. If this guy plays, like, this guy in front of goal, right? This guy's he's so bad in front of goal. Like, I'm sorry, he's not good. Like, if people.
I mean, I do, but to be in his defense, I do think he's been better this season.
I know, but like, I don't think he's like. Look, but I think PSG need a striker. Like, let's call it straight. PSG need a striker.
They need a striker.
Kangeli as like a false nine. It's not gonna get you far. It's not gonna.
No. Yeah, it just doesn't work. And yeah, for PSG, man. Very shameful to lose. And it was crazy. The goalkeeper made a mistake for that goal, Hakimi goal, because
and the thing is, remember, they also like needed a goalkeeper making a mistake against Girona, like when they played Girona.
And then
they've not been good in Champions League so far. They've not been convincing at all.
Yeah, then the goal and conceding to PSV at home. I'm sorry, like this is really bad look for PSG. And I dare PSG not to qualify for the Champions League knockout phase.
They probably will. If they don't, but like,
then the club has to be then Enrique has to be sacked. And by the way, Luis Enrique, I respect you as a Barcelona. You're obviously a great player and all. You're not that good of a coach. I'm sorry to say, you're not. It's just the reality.
Yeah.
So any Barca fans that believe he's an amazing elite coach, one of the best coaches of all time, you're deluded. Say this right now.
Now let's be honest. He had one of the best, most talented squads of all time, with one of the best, if not the best, front threes. Like, come on, like. Dude.
Yeah. It's crazy. I was hearing PSG fans saying that we should sack Enrique. We should sack him.
I don't know if sacking is gonna work. I feel like PSG is just a club that does not really function like exactly how a sporting club should. Like it doesn't, like, because honestly, I know they tried taking a new approach and buying some more young talented players, but let's be absolutely honest. This squad that PSG have, it's mid. It's kind of mid. I'm sorry, I don't rate it. I feel like this is a squad and not replacing Mbappe adequately is gonna cost them. I think it's gonna cost them a lot.
I mean, I don't think. Yeah. I do think you guys are being a bit harsh. I would say if they had a proper 9,
if they had a proper 9, sure,
it would elevate their squad.
They should have brought a 9 because.
Yeah, that's on PSG though. That's not their.
Yeah, that's not.
And I get that. I think because I've watched a decent amount of them. I think that as a team, I think they have like a high floor, but to your point, they have
ceiling is not that high. Yeah.
Yeah, I think their ceiling's low. So I will say that.
Yeah, then Storm Graz nil, Sporting 2, Gokares, man, scoring the goal. And Storm Graz, man, it was nice to have you guys in the Champions League. You guys won the Austria League for the first time ever in a long time. But I'm sorry to say, it's gonna be short-lived. It's gonna be short-lived because I don't see much hope for you guys.
But Sporting, Sporting is
guys. Is Sporting another dark horse?
No.
Or
nah, surely not, right?
No, just no.
No. Yeah, no.
I don't think they've been truly challenged.
Yeah, they've not been challenged.
Yeah, remember, guys, we were literally just clowning PSV, and they couldn't even beat them. So
yeah,
and I think Sporting were at home as well in that game. So
but they beat Lille though. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of them.
Yeah,
and we just say Lille.
Right now, they're not a dark horse. They're not a dark horse. They could make.
I mean, they're playing Man City. I mean, to be fair, in the next 3 Champions League games, they're playing Man City, Arsenal, and Club Brugge. So we'll get a better sense of how seriously we should take them.
Yeah, what was I saying? Dude, this game. Oh my god.
Atalanta nil Celtic.
Oh my god. Oh my.
Celtic. There's only one player that deserves any praise from Celtic. Kasper Schmeichel.
I'm gonna say this.
He was.
Atalanta absolutely choked. I thought they were gonna win. I thought there was this easy win. Mario Pasalic, hold your head in shame, I beg you, because like the chances he missed, he had 4 huge chances and he missed all of them. Like, how does that even happen? And let's be honest. Someone asked me today, like before this game, is like, do you think Atalanta are gonna win? I was like, yeah. Are Celtic good? I said Celtic away in Champions League are absolutely terrible. I see this and it's like, what the heck? Like, Celtic away are horrible. Why? And yet, Atalanta were just, I mean, they created so many chances, but they missed every single one. And this is a choke job. Like, this is a bottle.
Oh, yeah, for sure, man.
I mean, because who else have played so far? They played
Arsenal.
And they played Shakhtar.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
So next they have Stuttgart away, then Young Boys, and then Madrid at home.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm looking their Champions League schedule is not too bad, actually.
Yeah, but I feel like this is a game they should have won. They could have even beaten Arsenal if Retegui converted his penalty. But this game they should have won.
To be fair, I think a draw against Arsenal isn't too bad.
But this game they should have won.
This game is definitely a missed opportunity for sure. Yeah, then Stade Brest, man. Wow, a draw against Leverkusen at home. Yeah, that's actually pretty impressive. I gotta give it.
Brest has been cooking, man. Brest has been cooking.
Brest are actually playing well this season. I think in Champions League, they're actually not playing that bad.
Yeah, they're playing really well. And
but I'll say this though. I want to say about Leverkusen though. Are we seeing are Leverkusen becoming human now? Like,
I mean, I'll be honest. Hot take. Leverkusen generally have not been that good since like February. They were just doing.
No, I agree. It's kind of
and eventually the crack has to run out at some point.
Yeah, and to be fair, it did again in the Europa League final against Atalanta.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But I feel like, look, I don't know if they're going to go back to back in Bundesliga. We'll see about that. But look, I do think they can still qualify for round of 16. I think they should still. But I feel like now this season, and to be fair, although I don't want to be too harsh, because did anyone expect Leverkusen to just do what they did last season? That's just not something you sustain. And I feel like it's kind of harsh to put them up to that standard, because invincible season, only lost 1 game all season. That was the final game, actually, kind of technically.
I mean, I don't know. Like, the rest of their Champions League schedule is going to be hard. Like, they're going to be playing in their left.
They're playing Inter. I know, but I think
they're playing Liverpool away. They're playing Inter, and they're playing Atletico away.
That's tough.
Yeah,
that's tough.
And then obviously the other 2 games they're playing Salzburg and Sparta Prague. So we expect them to beat those 2 teams, but they
probably could have won this game, but I feel like, I mean, maybe a draw is. I think a draw is probably more fair, though. I think a draw.
A draw is probably a fair result. I think both teams had it enough. There was a penalty shot, I believe, towards the end, and Rabi Alonso was pretty mad, but it wasn't given. And and actually, I want to ask you guys this question: do you guys think Stade Brest could be a dark horse, or?
No, it's not gonna happen.
I'm going to be very honest with you. I think the way this Champions League is structured, that like dark horses just don't exist anymore.
Yeah, that's true though. It feels like it's kind of like random. Like, it's just, you don't know who you're gonna like.
Well, what I mean by dark horse, I mean like a team that is like a low-ranked team get like an upper end of the knockaround playoffs. Like let's say they finish 8th. Remember, guys.
But even then, too, because like if you're a lower ranked team, you still have to play like all the hard. You have to play multiple hard teams. Because I was supposed to just play one.
Yeah, that's kind of like one of the new. That's one of the things I like about this Champions League is that every team kind of has an even amount of games. Because so one thing I didn't like about the old format is that one team could get screwed over by the draw, and the one team can get so lucky.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things I like about the new format. I still prefer the old format.
Yeah.
But that's probably one of the few positives of this new
format. Yeah, I agree. So we have to see, but I feel like underdog stuff. I think that's going to be more of evident once the knockout stages roll around.
Yeah. Benfica won Feyenoord 3. Wow, I didn't see this coming. So Benfica, they beat Atletico Madrid 4-0, and now
but that's the thing, right? This is why, like, you never know in the Champions League, especially. Like, damn, Benfica were poor. I think this is an upset, right? Can this be considered an upset? I think it can, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a minor upset. I wouldn't say it's like a huge upset. It's a minor.
Yeah, but I don't know.
But the final goalkeeper made 7 saves. Wow, that's commendable.
That's crazy. But yeah, Benfica, kind of weird. I actually thought they would win this game. I didn't know how them even.
Yeah. You know. I think the weird thing is, the thing is like when you expect Benfica to do well, they don't do well.
Bad. But then when you expect them to do bad, they do good. Like I thought, Atleti would beat them. They beat Atleti. I thought they would beat Feyenoord. They lose to Feyenoord. That's so.
I'm telling you this is facts. This is facts. I sound crazy for saying this, but I actually genuinely believe this is true. So like it's crazy because I'm pretty sure when I saw people make the predictions, I saw more people predict Benfica to win. And then we all know what happened. Feyenoord ended up winning. And shout out to Feyenoord, man, because they had a disaster start against Leverkusen. I was very angry what they did, but now they made up since then. They beat Girona on the road, and then they beat
Benfica on the road. And by the way, Benfica on the road in Europe is very, very tough. It's very
Benfica at home is tough. Portugal is a tough place. I know as a Barca fan, I was like a few years ago, so I don't want to bring that up, but yeah. So Benfica, man, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. SK, man, are you surprised that Benfica lost?
I mean, I'm not. I feel like a lot of the mid-lane European teams are a lot more even than we give them credit for.
That's true.
Yeah, I think sometimes like you'll see them pull off a result against the bigger teams, so you just think that they're just generally better and they could have just had a good day that day. So
that's true. But I feel like that's the thing with Benfica, like. I feel like they're a club that, at home they might lose to some bad team. But then again, if a big team comes, their fans just rock up. Their atmosphere is crazy and they somehow like get that energy boost. I feel like that's kind of what they are.
Because remember, Feyenoord ain't some bums either because they beat Girona away.
Yeah, Girona.
Yeah. So, this is the coach. This is what the coach Arne Slot came from. So this is the team. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, it is Man City.
Right?
Man City 5, Sparta 0. I believe one of the goals Haaland scored. I forgot which one. I think it was the first
Haaland scored a freaking I don't even know what you'd call that.
Really good. It was a very good goal. A very good goal. And yeah, Sparta were defensively atrocious. It was kind of like remember when Sparta played against Liverpool? Liverpool absolutely destroyed them. It was kind of like that kind of game here.
Yeah, but to be fair though, it's Sparta against Man City, so it's like
the only difference though is that Liverpool kind of got lucky in that game because Sparta actually created a lot of chances. They just were bad at finishing. This one was a complete domination.
Yeah,
Man City absolutely obliterated. And yeah, shout out to Man City, man. They absolutely obliterate. And there's one team that could obliterate these small teams the best. It's probably Man
City. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So shout out to Man City. Erling Haaland, man, scored a brace. And Phil Foden, man. Phil Foden got a goal, man. Is that Phil Foden's first goal of the season?
No, I think he scored before.
Wow. And Nunes also scored too. Man, he's such a bad player. I don't rate him that highly, but he got his first goals. But yeah. Moving on, Leipzig 0, Liverpool 1. Now, this one was kind of a close game where Liverpool just about edged out. And shout out to Gulassi. Gulassi had a man in the match. And Keller was also very good, too. This was a very even.
To be fair, I feel like this is a professional performance, let's say, from Liverpool. It's like, you know what? It's on the road. Leipzig are not a bad team. It's like, you know what? It got the job done.
Yeah. Yeah, very good win. A great defensive display from Liverpool. Kind of unlucky with their finishing as well for Liverpool, but they got the job done. And for Leipzig, man, really bad start. 3 losses for them in the Champions League so far.
That's really bad. They need
so
to
they're
be.
bad.
Like, I feel like if they lose the 4th in a row, that's tough.
Yeah. Who's Leipzig playing against? Actually, I want to check.
I don't even know.
Because
I know they
lost.
play us. I know they play us, but I feel like it's last game. I know they play us.
They play Celtic away. Okay, surely.
Okay.
Surely they play
Celtic away, to be fair. It's Celtic away.
Yeah, but Celtic have been good so far, so.
I mean, to be fair, Leipzig have also just had a hard schedule. Like, they played Atletico and then Juve and then
they choked that Juve game.
Yeah, they choked that
Juve.
I do agree. And then I remember the Atletico one. Atletico won. They went up and Atletico came back and won 2-1 in the last minute.
Yeah, I think it was like a last.
In this game, to be fair, Liverpool, they're the better team probably. So
there's just been a lot of a lot of narrow margins. So
yeah. They need to start winning. They need to start winning, or else.
I mean, let me see who they have left to play. So they play Celtic away, then they play Inter away, then they play Aston Villa at home, then they play Sporting at home, and then Storm Graz. So I mean, honest, like given how hard their schedule was to start, the schedule's not still pretty bad, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like Aston Villa and Inter after playing Celtic.
Inter at San Siro especially. So yeah.
So yeah, I honestly I see a scenario where they don't make it. Even
there is a scenario. There is a very big scenario, I think. And it's not like I know they play Aston Villa at home, but it's not like a sure Leipzig win, I don't think. Villa can get a point away, I think.
Because honestly, I think low-key their schedule is just really hard. I think they got screwed over by the draw, to be honest.
They might. That would be
because to play Liverpool, Juve, Atletico, what's it called, Inter and Aston Villa out of 8 games. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's very hard, man. I think this is probably the team that got the worst. They got the hardest fixtures in the pot one. Probably saying PSG. No, I think Leipzig got even worse.
Yeah, because Leipzig are not as good as PSG also. So
yeah. Then Salzburg 0, Dinamo Zagreb 2. I'm sorry, Salzburg. These bumps.
This is we were talking about Shakhtar being the weakest Shakhtar, and I think this is the weakest Salzburg we've seen.
But you know what's funny though? Dynamo lost to Bayern 9-2, but yet they're above them in the table. So.
That's so funny. Like, who's laughing?
Wow. Yeah, and then for Salzburg, as I said, man, defensive is so tragic. And there's a reason why they didn't win the Austrian league. There's a reason why, and I'm hoping they don't. Because I don't want to see them automatically qualify for the Champions League. I mean, with this all due respect, I'm generally very objective and very fair, but I'm sorry. If you guys are going to get pimped every single game, don't bother even qualifying.
Yeah.
Like, come on. So, and for Dinamo Zagreb, man, amazing win for them on the road. 2-0 win on the road. Obviously, the red card did kind of change the game, but you can't take that away from them. They won the game. And for Salzburg, absolutely disgraced. And what's interesting? Salzburg, finally, they should have won against Monaco, so they made up for it with this win.
Yeah. Dynamo. Yeah, Dynamo probably should have beaten Monaco, right? And they made up for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the final game. I'll let you speak about this one. This will be the last game they're going to round up.
First of all, I want to say if Marko Arnautovic, if I catch him in a street, oh my God. Like, if I catch him, oh God, for him. Because this guy, like, ever since we got him back, I've been like, oh my God.
Yo, isn't that guy 6'4"? What are you about to do to that guy, bro?
Dude, he is like, here's the thing with Marko Arnautovic. Like, he gets into good positions, but then he's finishing. Oh my God, it's awful. And then he misses a penalty. In this game, right? Inter dominated this game completely, but no, I don't know completely. I feel like we weren't really that good this game, but again, we rotated.
No, I'm looking. 3.3 xG is actually stupidly high. But to be fair, though, 19 shots is a lot of shots for.
Yeah, but like it's kind of like, look, I expect us to win this game, but it took us way longer than it should have. But we had 7 big chances. We just were not putting the ball into the net, and that's in the back of the net. And Thuram eventually did it, but the problem is Carlos Augusto also went down with an injury this game, so DiMarco had to play, and I really don't like that because I know DiMarco got the match-winning assist, but I wanted DiMarco to rest up because he's played so much football this season. We got Juve next, and I feel like this is the game. I wish he just didn't really have much minutes in, but to be fair, he helped us win, so there's that, but. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's we won. We got the win in the end. It was not the prettiest win, even though we had many chances. We rotated the team today. Like Taremi and Arnautovic started this game. Like Lautaro didn't even like.
You said it was because of the Juve game that he wrote.
Yeah, it's definitely because of the Juve game. Zielinski had that very, very good chance. He should be scoring. He should have scored. But yeah, I mean, we had to bring on these subs because I mean, we have the Juve game, but it's not like we if we didn't win this game, that would have been pretty embarrassing. I think it would have been So we won in the end. We found a way in the end, so that's good. But look, I don't want to say it's an uncomfortable win because we created so many chances. We just didn't score them. If that makes sense.
Let's just say the win was harder than it should have been. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, that's the thing. It should not have been like we should have scored. But again, like if Arnautovic scores that penalty, we're talking different. But he's not a good player, so I'm not even. The thing is, and this is the thing though. But at the same time, it's Inter in Champions League with a penalty. So at this point, I already know we're going.
Oh yeah. I don't want to bring a PTS. I don't want to bring a PTS.
No, it's not even just that. Like in general, like I know if we have a penalty in the Champions League, mate, I know we're missing. I know we're missing probably. So, like, it's kind of crazy. But he should have scored. Like it's a penalty. Dumfries actually had a good game, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't rate Dumfries, and it's against young boys. So like
just call them YB. Just call them YB.
YB, right? Yeah, YB. I don't right. Barella as a 6. That's the thing. Like Çalhanoğlu, I don't think he's gonna make it to the Juve game. So I think this probably means Barella will start as a 6 against Juve, which I'm not sure.
There is a chance. There is a chance. According to SofaScore, there is a small chance.
There's a small chance, but I don't know. Aslani's also injured. That's the thing. Aslani's also injured. He's actually supposed to be the backup to Çalhanoğlu. So the fact that both of our DMs are injured, it's ahead of Derby d'Italia. That's it's crazy.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna round up here. It's been a long stream, an hour and 40 minutes. Thank you, SK, and thank you.
BLE just said something. Dudo will remember that performance against Empoli in January 2023. This was as bad as the performance in the match. That match, I remember that game. I don't even want to speak about that game because I remember that game was I mean, that was all. That was probably worse. I think performance-wise, we were actually really bad that game with that red card and all that. But yeah, that game was just cursed. I remember that game.
All right, let's look through some comments real quick. Sorry, I wasn't able to go through all the comments we just had. We there was a lot of games to discuss. Jam is being expanded and everything, so we tried our best to give you guys a coverage. And yeah, I do. I'm gonna look at a few. I'm gonna try to read some more comments of you guys. Aslani, you're not great. Milan is all right. Inter, at least you don't have on. I might be going to Man United. Please. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I don't think that's real because he renewed this summer.
Okay, that's good.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah. How good is Inter Milan's squad depth really?
It's a good depth. Could be better.
It's good depth.
It could be better.
It's the best depth in Serie A. Now
the
world.
It's the best depth in Serie A. But here's the thing, right? We Inter fans are we're not looking at just Serie A anymore. We've won the league, so I'm sorry, but we expect, especially after last season, we expect to be, playing better in the Champions League also. So we need the depth to be in the Champions League.
Yeah, so you want to do that two-piece. You want to dominate the Serie A and dominate the Champions League. I respect it.
That's how we were in the before. I feel like if you win a top 5 league, I feel like at that point you should look towards, if you're a team that is usually known for winning. What's interesting with old players?
It's just cheap. They're just cheap. Really. That's the reason why they're just cheap. It's
but I feel like under new owners, I feel like that strategy is going to change soon. Yeah. So we'll see.
Yeah, wasn't Arnautovic supposed to be sold? He's a squad option.
We got him. Here's the thing: we messed up very badly by buying him because when we got him with an obligation to buy. So stupid, man. The thing is, it cost us only 3 million euros, but still, God, it only cost us that much, and I still feel like we got robbed. That's the thing.
I got a question. Were you rather Joselu or Arnautovic?
Joselu. At least he scores against Bayern Munich. At least he scored 2 goals against Bayern. And I know people will say Arnautovic scored against Atletico Madrid. Let me remind you, he also missed 5 sitters that game. So
dude, scoring against Bayern and a Champions League semifinal is more impressive than
when you're losing. Remember, they were losing.
Yeah, why do you guys sign Joselu? Actually, Joselu is still available, I think.
And then you have Arnautovic, who's just
Yeah, actually, you know what? We should look at the league table. Actually, let me see. If we can get the league table.
We should definitely do
it. Shout out to the
Milan should sign up to Galactico. We don't do that. So
yeah, it's not gonna.
Yeah, shout out to the Prem, bro.
Yeah, Premier League. You know, it's actually crazy. No Premier League team has lost in Europe so far.
That's
Maybe
crazy.
Fenerbahce can do something for me.
Crazy.
So far. We'll see.
No,
We'll see if Man United can hold up this stick.
No, and Liga is up there too. Two teams in the top 5.
Hey, wow, Monaco.
There's Leverkusen still.
Wow, Inter.
Brest, like Brest.
Wow,
Wow,
Milan.
Oh god.
Milan, Atletico, Leipzig. Wow, this is actually interesting.
I feel like they should still make it though. I would say so. But look, obviously it's going to change a lot, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. Celtic, you know, Celtic.
Yeah, Celtic.
Oh yeah, Inter play Arsenal next at home. We play them at San Siro.
Ooh.
That's a big one.
Yeah, next week, because the next week we're gonna have one more match day before the international break, so we'll have one in 2 weeks' time. Last coming out.
Another international break is coming up.
Yeah, last one.
My god, damn! Like,
yeah. Flick underrated. He seems like a coach that emphasis position and beautiful attacking football, but no, Barca score forward 39% position. And the tiki-taka beautiful football. No
tiki-taka is not really a thing nowadays anyway. It's just about
Arsenal will taste the real team on the next match day. Oh, that's gonna be interesting. Inter Milan used to sign top players back in the 90s, 2000s. Well, I was completely joking about Salisbury big club. You should take what's said with a pinch of salt. All right. Last comment we're gonna have. You think Barca gonna be Borussia Dortmund comfortably? Wait, are we playing Dortmund next?
Yeah, I think so. I know you played, but the thing is, but I think it's an away game, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my jeez.
It's okay. Dortmund are a bunch of choke artists anyway, so it doesn't matter.
No, we don't play Dortmund next.
You play against
away. And Serbia. Oh jeez.
That might be tough, actually. That might be tough.
Yeah. No, I'm not giving you that. 87. I better see a stat pad session. But if I don't see a stat pad session, we're gonna have some scary.
Remember that. I mean,
I feel like Flick is gonna rotate that game. I think he might rotate that.
Yeah, he's gonna probably rotate. He'll probably rotate. We'll probably win, but it won't be a smashing win. It'll probably be
but when you play Dortmund, I'm pretty sure you play Dortmund away. I think.
Yeah, when do we play Dortmund? So Dortmund. When do we play Dortmund?
You play Brest after that. And
that's the match.
I don't think that's a smashing because it's Dortmund away at the Signal Iduna Park. I think it's gonna be tough. I think that's tough.
Yeah. Maybe the stop Brest could be tough too. Maybe.
I feel like against Brest also you might rotate. I feel like you might also rotate against Brest.
Yeah. Brest double great atmosphere. The atmosphere is also no. Serena's Vezda is done in football terms. Serena's Dortmund are mid. Flick might be the second best man.
BLE's Serbian, so he probably knows more. So
yeah, okay, that's a bit reactionary. But anyways, I think we're gonna round up here, guys. Actually, before we round up, let's actually look at match day 4. Which games we are looking forward to? This is already here.
Arsenal against Inter, obviously.
Liverpool versus Leverkusen.
Milan against Real Madrid. That's actually a big European match.
Battle of the top 2 UCL.
Yeah,
clubs.
Liverpool, Leverkusen. It's PSG Athletic. Bayern against Benfica. Even Sporting.
Stuttgart Atalanta could be a good game.
There's also Sporting Man City.
Yeah,
Lille Juve. That's
Juve.
A good match day.
Yeah, Lille Juve is a good one.
Honestly, yeah, we've been needing some good matches because the issue that I've had so far with these match days is that there'll be like one standout game and then.
Yeah, I feel like this match day is going to be interesting. There's like many
match day 3. There wasn't really that many standout games.
Yeah, not really. But this match day 4, I feel like it's like
more balanced. Yeah.
Because I mean, there are still some for example, Shakhtar against Young Boys. Like PSV Girona, Dortmund Sturm Graz, Milan against Real Madrid, that's actually a big one because that's probably the biggest one, I would say. It has to be. It's arguably the biggest game, in Champions League because it's top 2 of the winners that have 2 of the most teams that have won the most Champions League. So that's probably the biggest one, really.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up here, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy today's stream, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks' time. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe on your way out. Let me see how many likes we're on today's stream. We're currently on, let's see, on how many likes? 13 likes. So that's pretty good, guys. So remember, guys, to like on your way out, guys. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for the Europa League and Conference League reaction. I know it should be interesting to see what happens. Hope you guys enjoy. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe, and peace out. And last comment we'll have. You all promise to Mr. Venus, criminals will get frustrated in a bad way against Barca. All right. See you guys.